This week on Outdoor Bound TV. Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm your host, Kurt Walbeck. You know, the weather plays an important factor in just about every outdoor activity that we do.
I'm LeAnn Lombardo, the real host of Outdoor Bound TV, and this week I'm going to take you on a tour of WQOW and show you a behind-the-scenes look as to what goes into forecasting the weather.
Will you look at that? That's what you talk about right here. He's right there. I'm not even tired yet.
That is sweet.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Real Deal Mineral. Deer, eat it, gone. Colby Chrysler Center. Welcome home to Colby Chrysler. Pro Designs. Sign and printing solutions. Canada Outdoor Adventures. The adventure of a lifetime.
Real Deal Mineral. Deer, eat it, gone.
Real Deal Mineral is the real deal. Other minerals on the market contain up to 70% salt. Real Deal has less than 7% salt and more of the minerals deer need to grow bigger horns. And bigger horns mean bigger trophies.
I tried Real Deal Mineral for the first time, and I had over 1,000 pictures on my trail cameras in less than a week.
Real Deal Mineral. Check out our website or a dealer near you.
At Colby Chrysler Center, we know that buying a new car is a big deal, so we do our best to make it feel right at home. Whether for work or play, a new vehicle is really an extension of you. Let us help find you the right vehicle without the gimmicks or the hassles.
Adventure can be found at Colby Chrysler with a new lineup of Jeeps ready to hit the road or the trail.
Our commitment to you doesn't end with the sale. We are here for you anytime you need us.
At Colby Chrysler, it's all about making you feel at home and ready to hit the road.
Welcome home to Colby Chrysler.
Conceptual design, quality printing, and custom applications. Pro Designs Sign and Printing Solutions. Over 20 years of professional service and experience. Pro Designs in Medford, from original concept to finished product. Get the recognition your business deserves. Pro Designs Sign and Printing Solutions. Offering professionally guided, all-inclusive packages, Canada Outdoor Adventures is a U.S.-based company specializing in great hunting adventures in Alberta, British Columbia, New Zealand, and beyond. Whether you're seeking that trophy of a lifetime, planning a hunt for you or your group, or taking your son or daughter on their first adventure, let Canada Outdoor Adventures handle all the details for you. To contact a pro staff member near you, visit our website, Canada Outdoor Adventures, the adventure of a lifetime.
My name is LeAnn Lombardo, and I grew up in Clear Lake, Wisconsin, just an hour northwest of Eau Claire. I have lived in the Chippewa Valley for most of my life. When I was younger, I remember being on the dairy farm that I grew up on, and we had the big barn door and it was open and you could see the storm clouds rolling in, and I'd be out there, you know, watching the clouds roll in, and my mom would be pulling me back saying, "Get in the house, get in the house." And I was very intrigued by the weather at a young age. Growing up on the dairy farm, when you're dealing with field work, the weather is a big part of that. Obviously, you have to know when you can cut hay and when you can bale hay and plant your corn, things like that. I also grew up in a family who was very deep into hunting and fishing. It was part of our life. We did it all the time. All of us kids were out hunting, bear hunting, coon hunting, squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting. We did it all. I kind of carried that tradition on with my own kids, especially fishing. We would always go to the different parks or even the rivers and do some fishing, and my oldest son continues to do a lot of fishing. One of the best memories I have of growing up was deer hunting time, because everybody would come over to the house and, you know, we would all get to sleep in the living room and everybody would get up before it was even light out, and Mom would make, you know, hot chocolate and a big breakfast for everybody, and it was always such a great memory I have, and it was always very family orientated, and I think to me that was one of the most important aspects of it. I also enjoy getting out there and fishing or hunting because it's such a adrenaline rush. One thing I really like about it, like squirrel hunting or raccoon hunting, bear hunting, is just being out in the woods. I love being outside, and that's such a big part of it for me, is being outside in the outdoor elements and with my family. I like the outdoors too much, and I like the weather so much. When a meteorologist from the Twin Cities came to my son's school to do a presentation, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to him about it. And I've been involved ever since. Growing up in Wisconsin and now being able to work in Wisconsin, I feel very lucky because my family is all still in Western Wisconsin. And so we still spend a lot of time together, and it's so nice for my dad to take, one of my kids out to the dock and go fishing. Or he'll take my oldest son up to the cabin to go deer hunting. My husband is in the IT department. The parent company is in Minneapolis, but for the most part, he can work from home, which works out very well for my job, because if severe weather pops up and I have to take off in a minute's notice, then I know he's home to take care of the slack and pick up the kids and cook the supper. When I come into the office, I have pretty much already looked at the forecast for the day. I really kind of keep an eye on the weather all the time, especially now with the mobile phone apps. Makes it so much easier. Typically when I get in here during the day, I come on over to the Weather Center, and that's when I'm going to start my forecasting. I have to go through all the computer models and get all the data, and then I write it all down and figure out my forecast. So why don't we take a look at the Weather Center? I'll show you where I do my job. Okay, so here we are in the Weather Center, and I'm pulling up some of the models, some of the computer models, and basically what I do is I go through each hour that has model data, and I decide, when it's going to rain, if it's going to be stormy, if it's going to snow, and I do that right out for the next 10 days. Now, some models don't go out quite that far, but I pick the model that I feel is going to be giving me the best forecast. So I go through all of that and look at that, and then I also look at some sounding data, which comes from the National Weather Service. They send up a weather balloon twice a day, so that brings some information back down, and we look at that, and that's how we determine our forecast. So from there then, I have my little forecast sheet. I write everything down. I write all the numbers down and what the model data is telling me, and then I have to go and I have to draw my graphics and put in the numbers for the 7-day forecast, or tonight, today, tomorrow, some of those numbers, and that's how I create my show. It's my forecast. I mean, a lot of people think we just go to the National Weather Service site, and get their information, but we're in here a couple hours before the show, trying to figure out, what our forecast is going to be. Sure. So I have to put my name on that forecast.
So you come in and you come to the station, you build your forecast, and then you're getting ready to go on the air. What's the next step?
Well, I do have to do my own hair and makeup. A lot of people question that. Do you have somebody in there to do your own hair and makeup? Nope, we pretty much do it all ourselves. And from there then I make sure my rundown show is ready to go, and then listen to the director when I'm ready to go on. One thing people may not realize is that meteorology is not a perfect science. We don't know everything about how the atmosphere, for example, tornadoes. We still don't know exactly how a tornado forms. We have a very good idea, but there are still questions. And the weather is very fickle, so it can change on a dime, and it likes to humble us. Mother Nature likes to humble us once in a while with that. I hear the comments about it must be nice to get paid and be wrong, but in reality, we are accurate about 80% of the time. And a lot of it has to do with the computer data that we look at. You've probably heard the term garbage in, garbage out. And that's the same with our data that we look at. If they get bad garbage in, we're going to give bad garbage out. We're going to give a bad forecast, but we're still basing our forecast on those computer models. I create my forecast graphics from that, and then I have to do a lot of additional stuff. For example, if I'm working during the week, I have to do radio. Tonight, expect partly cloudy skies. Overnight lows drop back down to 48 degrees, and tomorrow, highs near 66 with mostly sunny skies. From the News 18 forecast team, I'm meteorologist LeAnn Lombardo. I also have to do a lot of web forecasts these days, including Twitter and Facebook, so social media is such a big part of it. I also send out personal forecasts, so anybody who signs up for a personal forecast will get an email forecast from me. And I also do a text forecast for all the cell phone users out there. So there's a lot more to it than just getting my show ready to, put on live TV. There's a lot of behind the scenes. One thing a lot of people ask is what happens if there's severe weather. Occasionally there's going to be times when we do have to cut in if there is severe weather. Maybe there's a tornado warning or even a thunderstorm warning. We have to cut in, and that's only because we want to keep people safe. That is the most important aspect of our job, is keeping people safe. And so even though the storms may not be in your area, they are affecting somebody else. And they need to know that, it might be time to take cover. So here's a look at the control room where all the magic happens. Take a peek inside here. This is Scott, who's our director. And typically what I'll have Scott do is capture certain images for me that pop up during the show, like the almanac. I usually don't use it during my full forecast, but we use it between breaks. So he'll take care of that for me. He also does, gets all the video ready to go, and he's the one that puts us on air. He's the one that makes the magic happen. With weather being pretty much, available 24/7 these days, you can always find the forecast at WQOW.com. You can friend me on Facebook, and I typically supply a Facebook forecast when I'm doing the weather, and a lot of severe weather as well. If there's severe weather going on, we like to keep people updated that way because they can check it with their mobile phone if they're out camping or fishing on a lake. They don't have TV access. So a lot of people these days are relying on their mobile devices to get their forecast. From there, I do my show. As we take a look outside right now, you can see tower cam showing some of those raindrops on the camera lens. Temperature-wise, 57 degrees at the Chippewa Valley Airport. We have a dew point of 54, and then I'm pretty much done. So by the time you see me on TV, is the end of my day.
Hey everyone, we love to see the photos of the animals you harvest and the fish you catch here on Outdoor Bound TV. Well, this season, Petrick Service Station of Independence has teamed up with the ESPM Apparel to bring you some great prizes just for submitting your photos to the show.
Simply log on to the Outdoor Bound TV website, click on the Submit Photo button, and all the instructions and contest rules are right there. All photos submitted will automatically be entered into the grand prize drawing: a Remington Model 700-270 rifle, compliments of Petrick's Service Station. Anyone selected for the show will receive an Outdoor Bound TV t-shirt, compliments of ESPM Apparel. All entries must be received by December 1st to qualify.
And remember, you can't win if you don't submit your photo. Here are this week's Outdoor Bound TV viewer photos.
Well, my oldest son right now is 22, and he is going to school down here in Eau Claire at the Chippewa Valley Technical College. My youngest son is 15, and he is going to a performing arts school in St. Paul. So they're very different. The oldest one still likes to fish and hunt. The youngest one is more into the music and the arts. have a lot of people ask me, say they're planning a fishing trip on Saturday. They need to know if there's going to be bad weather, when is that weather going to be? So we really have to break it down. It's been a lot of fun kind of tying the weather into not only my outdoor activities, but everybody else's outdoor activities as well. If you put the worm on, like if you put the hook length, so you push the worm on lengthwise, it'll stay on pretty good too.
There you go. Reeled in. Oh, what? Come on.
Boys are gonna go up to Canada this next year.
What year?
Next year. So if you want to go, you'll have to take some time off work.
Next summer?
Yeah. A lot of people in the community ask me, hey, what's weather going to be? I may be going out turkey hunting. It's been kind of windy lately, and a lot of the turkey hunters, they don't like it when it's too windy, so they do rely on the forecast not just for precipitation chances, rain and snow, but the wind as well. They want to know when's the wind going to die down. So there is a lot of pressure as far as getting the forecast right, because if somebody's planning a hunting trip, just because there's going to be bad weather for a portion of the day, it doesn't mean that the whole trip has to be canceled. One thing about swimming in here is you would always feel the fish nibbling on your feet. Here's the appetizer I've been looking for. We fish for appetizers. That's what this family does. There he is.
Oh, more weeds.
Stays on better.
There's this log right here that I'm trying to get him. I got a couple of hits coming over, but nothing big enough to take it. I won the youth section. This was back when I was in middle school, and we had a youth. There's a fishing tournament out here, and there's a youth section and an adult section. I remember because it was cool because we get to go and look at all the adult, and it was cool as a young kid who loved fishing to see all the big fish, and there's this huge fat bass, and then there's one or two big northerns, and so it was kind of cool. But as a youth, I actually won with a perch. It was a perch that I won it with because compared to whatever size it was for the type of fish that I caught, it was the biggest for its size. So I won with an 11 inch perch, or something. So it was pretty cool.
What kind of bait are you using?
Me?
Yeah.
Parabola, a jointed shad rat.
And it doesn't get caught in the weeds?
I mean, it will if I put it into the weeds, but it's a floating one.
Oh, okay.
So if I stop reeling, it floats to the surface. So if I start getting too deep, I just pause.
Did you see that? I'm just lifting it. Look.
Oh, big guy. Oh yeah, he's not bad.
Pretty close.
Yeah,
Not bad.
can eat it right up, one gulp.
That's it. That's all
And that's all
we get. That is supper tonight. I think growing up in the outdoors, that has continued to be one of my favorite things to do, spending time outside. I understand the outdoors, I understand the weather, I understand, what the weather needs to do when you're fishing or hunting, because a lot of those outdoor activities certainly rely on the weather as well. I think that it impacted my life, and it impacts what I do today. So now I just have to get some stakes for my tomatoes, cages or something. I love to garden. I still love to fish. I will go hunting on occasion when I have time. I went up bear hunting a couple of years ago with the guys, and that's always a hoot and a holler, just spending time with them up in Bayfield. I feel like the hunting, fishing, camping thing just made me a more well-rounded person. So I really do enjoy the outdoors, and I think it's such a huge part of my life back then and now. Obviously, when you spend a lot of time outdoors, the weather certainly plays a big part, and I've been able to now incorporate that into my job. I think the thing I like most about my job as a meteorologist is, number one, helping people. It's also important for them to know how to stay safe if they're outdoors, because if they're out on a boat, they don't have access to a computer or a TV. So the number one thing that any outdoors person should have is a weather radio. Not only is a weather radio important to anybody who is outdoors a lot, but even in your home. If the power goes out, you can turn on the TV, you can turn on the internet. So it's important to know what's going on outside. If you have a tornado that's moving towards your house, that weather radio will sound. And they're not as complicated as what everybody thinks. They're pretty easy to set up. You don't have to set them up for the entire state of Wisconsin. You can set them up, you can program them just for your county. And therefore, you know when a storm is entering your location, and that weather radio will be there to provide that information. It's so nice to be able to give somebody a forecast when they need it, when they're making a plan, maybe a plan to go on a fishing trip or a hunting trip. So I think that's one of the things I do like the most, is helping people out. I also find the weather is very exciting. It's kind of like a mystery. You have to put all the little puzzle pieces together, and in the end you come up with your forecast, and hopefully that forecast pans out. But I think that's a big part of what I really like about it, is the mystery behind it and connecting all the points together and then coming out with my forecast. Now that my boys are getting older and one of them is actually out of the house and away at college, it's nice to be able to get them back together. And I think one thing that always will connect us is our outdoor time, our outdoor activities. And it's such a great opportunity to be able to have them both back here and take them fishing. It's something I will always treasure.
Join us again here next week when we'll bring you more great hunting and fishing action from around Wisconsin, around the nation, and around the world, right here on Outdoor Bound TV.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Real Deal Mineral. Deer, eat it, gone. Colby Chrysler Center. Welcome home to Colby Chrysler. Pro Designs. Sign and printing solutions. Canada Outdoor Adventures. The adventure of a lifetime.
Real Deal Mineral. Deer, eat it, gone.
Real Deal Mineral is the real deal. Other minerals on the market contain up to 70% salt. Real Deal has less than 7% salt and more of the minerals deer need to grow bigger horns. And bigger horns mean bigger trophies.
I tried Real Deal Mineral for the first time, and I saw bucks on camera I never knew I had.
Real Deal Mineral. Check out our website or a dealer near you.
At Colby Chrysler Center, we know that buying a new car is a big deal, so we do our best to make it feel right at home. The car you buy has to feel right, so it won't press you into something that isn't what you want. Just the best selection and unbeatable prices.
Stop in now to see the 2012 Chrysler lineup, including the redefined stylings of the Chrysler 200.
Our commitment to you doesn't end with the sale. We are here for you anytime you need us.
At Colby Chrysler, it's all about making you feel at home and ready to hit the road.
Welcome home to Colby Chrysler.
Conceptual design, quality printing, and custom applications. Pro Design's sign and printing solutions. Over 20 years of professional service and experience. Pro Designs in Medford, from original concept to finished product. Get the recognition your business deserves. Pro Designs, sign and printing solutions. Offering professionally guided, all-inclusive packages, Canada Outdoor Adventures is a U.S.-based company specializing in great hunting adventures in Alberta, British Columbia, New Zealand, and beyond. Whether you're seeking that trophy of a lifetime, planning a hunt for you or your group, or taking your son or daughter on their first adventure, let Canada Outdoor Adventures handle all the details for you. To contact a pro staff member near you, visit our website. Canada Outdoor Adventures, the adventure of a lifetime.
Hey, do you want to stay up to date on the cast and crew of Outdoor Bound TV? Find them on Facebook, or you can log on to their website, outdoorbound.tv. So if it's a tornado warning, if there's a tornado on the ground, we're going to be cutting in.
Even Outdoor Bound TV, you'd break into that?
Sorry, but we'd have to break into Outdoor Bound TV.
Outboard Bound, did you just catch that?
Wait, we gotta start that over. I gotta see where I'm gonna go with it.
Oh, was that a blooper?
Hi, I'm LeAnn Lombardo, and you can catch Outdoor Bound TV on WQOW. I'll just pretend I'm on air then. Hi, I'm LeAnn. Whoops, sorry. In 3, 2, 1. Because my job, no.
This is not as good as bloopers.
I don't think it was a blooper.
You get all the cool stuff.
Don't I though?
I want to be a meteorologist when I grow up.
Yeah, and you have to try to figure out how to work all 4 of these buttons though, while you're talking about your forecast on air. You guys are gonna have like 2 blooper tapes of me alone.